Marcus Smart is the newest Laker. He's been bought out by the Wizards, and he's going to be playing with them next year. How do you see him fitting in with this new version of the Lakers? I'll say 5 years ago, LeBron would have been pissed playing with Marcus Smart.
Okay, but what do you're is it fair to call you a Marcus Smart guy?
No, I'm not a Marcus Smart guy. I didn't dislike him. I didn't love him. He was viable. I like his scrappiness. I'm just curious, what his role would be over there with the Lakers.
So listen, depth, defense, obviously that's his role. Here, for the money they're paying him, it's fine. I would be very surprised if he is a real difference maker. However, the hope would be that with Memphis and Washington, bad fit, and then Washington's not trying for anything, and that all of a sudden, he's reinvigorated. The concern is very simple, Demonte. It's that he is a very old 31. That the concern is because of his style of play, that he has, aged much more quickly than you would have liked. And because of his toughness, how many charges he's taken, all of that. And that even at just 31, he's on the significant downside. But credit where it's due. The Lakers adding Ayton and Smart without giving up anything of real substance, even though they did lose Dorian Finney-Smith, it's not a bad... that the offseason is ticking closer to a decent one. And go ahead.
And then, do you think maybe they'll get rid of Austin Reeves to get even more stuff, or probably going to have him?
So I don't know. I think they really like Austin. I think Austin's a little redundant with Luka plus LeBron, but it's possible they look at it like we only have one more year of LeBron, so, we want to have a second ball handler other than just Luka. Yeah. What the Lakers do have, and this is, I don't think it's going to happen in the preseason, in the offseason, but during the regular season, what they do have is the expiring contracts of Maxi Kleber, Gabe Vincent, Jackson Hayes, all of which those combine for $25 million. If you were to add Ruiz to it, then all of a sudden it combines to $40 million. Would the Lakers during the regular season use some of those expiring deals to try to go get one plus a draft pick or two to try to go get one more piece? And the answer to that is maybe. And I think so. I think that they have they've been able to kind of manicure around the edges without moving any picks or moving any expiring contracts. And so more moves could be coming pending on the, LeBron still being awesome, Luka being healthy, and how close they think they are to winning a championship this year. And by the way, that's a perfect segue into one of our sponsored segments, Boost on the Rise. Time for On the Rise, brought to you by our friends at Boost Mobile, bringing down players who found a way to stand apart at NBA Summer League, just like Boost's superior 5G networks and towers. At this point, Demonte, I think early in the year at least, Bronny is going to have a shot to earn back end of the rotation minutes. Yep. Listen, his turnovers in Summer League he had too many turnovers. His turnovers in his games were 1, 4, 3, and then 8. That 8 is obviously an outrageous number. But he also gave you 8 points, 14 points, 17 points, and then 18 points in the fourth quarter alone. His efficiency from 3 needs to be better, which kind of drug down his efficiency in general. But he played good defense, and he looked kind of the way you want a second-round pick to look, which is like he's better than a lot of the guys he's playing against in Summer League because he's supposed to be. So I thought Bronny stood out in a positive way, which is why, he's the guy we're highlighting for On the Rise, brought to you by Boost Mobile. The flip side is, you would have hoped Dalton Knecht's supposed to crush Summer League. He was a first-round pick, almost a lottery pick. He was an old college player, so that's the other thing. Dalton Knecht, one of the reasons he fell in the draft was he was a 4-year college player. He's 24 years old, having played in the NBA for a year, and he struggled mightily in Summer League. And he was 10 points a game. He didn't shoot it well at all from three, and maybe it's just, small sample size 3-point variance, but he was 5 for 21 from three, didn't do much else, and now you worry that when Knecht probably had the value of, around where he was drafted, like, maybe not after a year, contract gone, you hoped he had the value of like a late first-round pick in a trade. I don't know that he does anymore. And so while Bronny was a positive in Summer League for the Lakers, I think Knecht was a negative. All right, before we get to listener questions, a few things. Just count me in, DeMonze, as someone that's not going to believe in the Clippers for the 6th straight year.
What's wrong with them?
What do you mean?
I mean, they will take whatever. Like, it just seems like they just take a bunch of big names so they can stay relevant. It's like they will just literally take whoever's
right.
freed up. It doesn't matter
it's
how it
just
looks.
such an old team.
Yeah.
I mean, Brooke and Kawhi and James and listen, CP3 played all 82 last year, so you can credit for that. But he's not an impactful player anymore. I would
love to see him stay with Wemby, if I'm being honest.
They have too many guards, though, now.
Yeah,
because they traded
too,
for Fox, they have Castle, and they just drafted Harper.
Yeah.
So I don't mind him going back. It's not like this is a bad move, but it's just the same old folks who every year are like, watch out for the Clippers. They're saying it again. And that's surprising to me. All right, reminder, like, rate, subscribe, review. Some of the listeners want to know about the 73-point shots. How many? How
many do you think that was? I don't know how many it was in a row, but I just remember it was 100 threes. I probably missed like the first 6 or 7 or something like that. It was like 1 for 6 or 1 for 7 like that. And I think it finished either like 82 or 84 out of 100. So I don't know how many in a row it was. Yeah.
So you've got it. So DeMonze was doing an impromptu, maybe against some of the rules, tryout for a junior college team that'll remain nameless. And it was supposed to just kind of be just like an interview, get to know you thing.
Yeah.
And then they were like, hey, why don't you go out and, warm up a bit or whatever. And then they had you take 100 threes, 20 from each spot, corner, wing, top of the key, wing, corner.
Right.
And I was in the gym, and DeMonze missed 6 of his first 7. And I was sick. Not for me, but I was sick for him. And then so he was 1 for 7. And then in the next 93, went 83 of 93.
Yeah.
Because you finished with 84. And so I don't know, what was your longest streak in a row?
Right.
Of, without a miss? I think it was probably, 20 something.
And hey, I just wanted to be known. Klay Thompson was out there shooting just regular threes. This had the big net up, like shooting the ball back at you. So it was a little extra degree of difficulty there.
Little extra degree. Also, you were kind of, thought playing for your basketball life and had missed, you know what I mean? And started off shaky. It was one of the cool. So at the end, you made 83 of 93. And I think if I remember correctly, I said to you when we were walking out, like at one point you made 45 of 46. Okay, like, you know what I mean? Once. And so I think you're probably your best 70 if we were to grab them. You were like 66 of 70 or something. But it was
right.
sick.
That makes sense. It was
sick.
like I was flustered in the beginning, and then but yeah, 100%. 100%. I don't know if I've ever taken that many shots in a row like that. Those arms were dead.